Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the MLB slate for Friday. We have a big slate today, 12 games. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. We had first game of the finals. Celtics pulling off a nice comeback in the fourth last night. So let's get started with the baseball picks. I posted a prize picks video for MLB if you want to check that out. Got 3 strikeout props that I like. And let's go ahead and get into today's video for baseball. If you want to join us, you can visit the website. You can check out my Twitter down below, and you can hit the like button if you enjoyed the videos. So with it being 12 games today, go through them pretty quickly. First game up we have is the Indians against the Baltimore Orioles. This one is in Baltimore, Camden Yards here. Bruce Zimmerman, a lefty, so we're looking at targeting some of these righties on Cleveland. The best play would be Jose Ramirez for sure at 58. He's been great all season, gives you speed and power. I love Oscar Gonzalez just as a value pick. He's 2K flat. He's batting like 360 in his few limited at-bats this season, but he does have talent. And then you have some more value there with like Clement if you needed to go to that, or Straw batting leadoff. Not interested in the Orioles bats at all. I like Shane Bieber a bit as a pitcher. Next game up, we just got news that the Phillies finally fired Joe Girardi. So maybe that sparks the team a little bit. They definitely needed a change with a manager, or something had to change with them. So hopefully they're able to get on a nice winning streak. Going up against the Angels here. The Angels coming off of a bit of a losing streak. They've definitely slowed down. I don't mind going at like Eflin at 61 just because he's so cheap. And he does give you a lot of upside with the strikeouts. He can be up and down at times. But 61 for Eflin, that's definitely a value pitcher that we can consider. On the Philly side, I'm not looking at... They're not my favorite stack today, but always one-offs on Bryce Harper. Or do a mini stack with like Harper and Schwarber and like Castellanos to get you a lot of power. The Pirates against the Diamondbacks. Kelly against Brubaker. Once again, the pricing isn't as favorable on either side, so I'm not too interested. The Pirates are always cheap, but I just never like stacking them because they just don't score a lot of runs. They're bottom 5 in MLB, maybe bottom 2 in MLB in runs scored. Next up, we have the Tigers against the Yankees. Looking at playing Garrett Cole today, she's been getting a lot of strikeouts recently, and this Tigers lineup gives you plenty of opportunities for strikeouts. You got some young hitters in there. You got some strikeout-prone hitters in there like Javier Baez and Scope. So love Garrett Cole today. And then on the Yankees side, Carpenter's been batting leadoff for them, and he's been hitting some bombs. He's 3 home runs in his last 10, so he definitely looks appealing as 33 as a value hitter. And then that's kind of it. Also, you can go with Judge, but this bottom half has been very poor this season, especially Gallo striking out so much. Hicks been nothing. And maybe the catcher's been good, Trevino, at 32, but don't have much interest besides Carpenter, Judge, and maybe like Rizzo. Twins against the Blue Jays. Definitely like the Blue Jay stack. Going up against Chichi Gonzalez, I thought he was out of the league. He was a former Rockies pitcher that we like to target a lot against in Coors. Now he's going up against this Toronto bats here. Toronto typically has struggled this season with runners in scoring position, but this is one where Chichi Gonzalez doesn't strike people out, so they should have opportunities to hit some home runs and put up a lot of runs today. They are one of my favorite stacks. I like the value with like Espinal. Teoscar's been batting great, and he gives you a lot of power. And then you get a nice cheap price tag on like Vlad Guerrero's, usually like over 5K, going back to last season, but he's only 43 right now. He hasn't had the best season yet, but still only a couple months in. Next up, we got the White Sox against the Rays here. Maybe you can consider, I do like the pitcher for the Rays. McClanahan gives you a lot of strikeout upside, but he gets a lot of righties in this lineup, so it's a little bit risky, but they do strike out a lot, so if you wanted to consider that, it's a good ballpark to pitch in. We got the Mariners against the Rangers. Dunning at 73. He makes some sense as a SP2 at that price tag. And then Gilbert, I'd rather get to Dunning to save some money. This Texas Rangers lineup at the bottom half, you got some guys that probably haven't heard of, like the outfielder Reeks and Josh Smith. But overall, if I'm looking to target anybody, it would be the top of the lineup, like Simeon, Cole Calhoun at his price tag, but they're not my favorite stack. You got so many teams today looking at just target the best ones. We got the Padres against the Brewers here. Do like Corbin Burnes as a pitcher just because he gives you a lot of strikeout upside, and he has been pitching very well as of late. So Corbin Burnes is on my list, but he's probably behind Garrett Cole. And then we have the Astros against the Royals here. We have Urquidy against Singer. Singer gives you some K upside, but I'd rather look to some of these potential bats from Houston like Gurriel, or maybe you can consider Brantley at only 41. Urquidy is pretty affordable, but I like some other pitchers today. He's not on my list. And then the Braves in Coors put up a lot of runs yesterday. And not as good of a matchup against Chad Cole, but they still have a 6.7 total. The wind is blowing out. So you got to consider this score stack, especially the Braves. They got to be one of the best teams to target today. And then we have a good pitcher in Uvalde in terms of an SP2 at 8,000. He's probably my favorite SP2 going up against a strikeout-heavy lineup in Oakland. And then we finally get the Mets against the Dodgers. Don't mind Bassett, but I'd rather consider like Uvalde for 100 less as an SP2 option. Gets a way better matchup, but maybe for tournaments you can consider Bassett. And then I probably won't consider Alexander at 95, just like some other top-end pitchers. So going over to DraftKings, first guy I'm going to plug in is going to be Garrett Cole against a very poor offense in Detroit. A young offense at the bottom of the lineup is a little bit young with that rookie they called up, and they strike out a bunch. So Cole looks great. And then for SP2, I'm plugging in Evaldi at 8,000. He also gives you a lot of K upside. On the season, he's averaging a little over a strikeout per inning, and coming off of a very good start. Hopefully he can build off of that against Oakland. At first base, looking to pay up for anybody, it would probably be for, none of these guys really scream at the top end. So if I was going to go with anybody, it would probably be Vlad at 43 in terms of a pay up, or maybe Matt Olson. And then for value would be considering Matt Carpenter at 33. Over at second base, top end, it's Ozzie Albies at 52. He's expensive. Second base sometimes a position where I like to pay down. Do have some good value here. And the guy that kind of sticks out a little bit to me is going to be Espinal from the Blue Jays. Probably going to be batting like the top half of the lineup like he usually does. And last couple of games been on a pretty good tear. Home run and a double. Last 2 games he's batting .272 on the season with 3 bombs. And he has done a lot of damage at home, batting .317. Over at third base, considering a position where you can probably pay up a little bit, the guy that I like a lot is Austin Riley at 5K flat. I mean, he gets just been on an absolute tear right now. 405 in his last 10 with 5 bombs. Super streaky hitter, and he's on a very hot streak, as you can tell. 5 straight games of double digits. 3 straight games of multiple hits. Course, it's going to be beneficial to hit in today, especially with the weather. So looking to target some of these Braves bats, plugging in Austin Riley. As shortstop, top end would be looking to get to, maybe you can consider like Bo Bichette at 49. If you wanted to go with another guy that's been red hot for the Braves, been Swanson, who's batting .390 after he got off to an absolutely dreadful start. In the outfield, Acuna is going to be my favorite pay up, and he's not even that expensive at 52 when you have other guys close to 6,000 like Betts and Judge. Acuna at 52, batting leadoff in Coors, had a good game yesterday with a couple of hits, a double. Gives you some stolen base upside as well, and a matter of time before he really gets going, as he has missed some time this year, a good amount of time. And then the last guy I'm going to plug in is going to be Teoscar Hernandez. He's only 4K. He bats right in the heart of the lineup. Should get a lot of RBI opportunities today. And he's been on a very nice streak. 3 straight games of double-digit scores and 3 straight games of multiple hits. And he has had extra base hits in all 3 of his last games. Got off to a cold start, but looks like he's heating up and going up against a guy that doesn't strike people out in Chichi Gonzalez. A guy like Teoscar has a 29% K rate, should really benefit, and hopefully gives you another opportunities for home runs. So that's what I got for DraftKings today. Let's go ahead and look at FanDuel. Alright, so over on FanDuel, same type of deal, looking at stacking. I love the Blue Jays on FanDuel. They're super affordable. You like Espinal is only $2,500. You got Teoscar with the power that he gives at only $2,900. And then definitely looking to get to the Braves' big bats with Acuna and Riley. And then on FanDuel, Garrett Cole is not even the most expensive pitcher, so he's very easy to get to. Prefer him over the top guys here. If you wanted to go cheap, you can definitely go with like Evaldi at 88, but I can probably get some more value picks with like the bats from Toronto. We got some more cheap guys. You got like Matt Carpenter, super affordable. You got some cheap hitters on Cleveland who I do like, the righties. So that's pretty much it for the video. Looking at stacking, definitely Braves, the Blue Jays. Looking at getting to Garrett Cole at pitcher, and then looking at some one-offs from probably like Cleveland, who I do like a bit offensively. Maybe some of the cheap Phillies bats now that they are going to be maybe a bit of a spark in the locker room now that Joe Girardi's gone. He was awful for them. And yeah, that's basically it for the video. Best of luck tonight. Stay tuned for more up videos tomorrow, and I'll see you all next time.